What's going on, YouTube? I'm back with another video. This is part 2, as I promised, of how I dealt with the ATF's ban on pistol braces. And it's going to be a short one. I just want to talk about this this Thordsen Customs Cheek Rest that I bought. But before I get started, I do want to thank everybody who's liked, commented, and subscribed. It's really helping the channel a lot. Channel's growing nicely. So if you like the content of my channel, remember to hit that like button, drop a comment, subscribe, and turn your notifications on. That way you'll get notified every time I do put out new content, which I do have a lot more content coming. But let's get right into it. This is going to be a short one. In part 1, I was showing how I had my, I have my CMMG Banshee chambered in 9mm, which is my primary home defense weapon. And as everybody knows, or as of February 1st, the ATF decided that any braced pistol, or they say, as they put it, any weapon that has a device that allows the weapon to be fired from the shoulder is now considered a SBR, short barrel rifle. And they gave a few options, I would say. First option, which was really stupid, you could turn your weapon into the ATF. Second option, which was really stupid, you could destroy your weapon. Third option, you could just remove the brace. Or the fourth option, you could register your weapon as an SBR, or short barrel rifle. And they did give a 120-day grace period where you could register these weapons as SBRs, short barrel rifles, and they waived the normal $200 registration fee for the tax stamp. So, I guess they call themselves doing us a favor after they stepped all over our rights. But the problem that a lot of people, myself included, have with that is that once you SBR your rifle, or I'm going to say SBR your weapon, is subject to a lot of rules and regulations under the ATF. So a lot of us, myself included, decided that, we're just going to wait this thing out, because this thing is all the way unconstitutional, and I really cannot see it standing. I don't even think it's going to make it past the 120-day grace period. So we're just going to see how it plays out. The lawsuits are mounting. Congress is even challenging it. Congress said that the ATF is not a lawmaking body. Therefore, they do not have the right to decide what's illegal and what's not illegal, or impose jail penalties. The ATF is a law enforcement agency, not a lawmaking body, meaning that they cannot make laws. So the ATF basically has overstepped their boundaries on this one, and I really see this thing getting struck down within the next couple of months. So just decided to hold tight, and instead of SBRing my weapon, I pulled the brace off in the last video, and I just had the buffer tube. So what I did is I went and bought, like I said, this buffer tube cover cheek rest set from Thordsen Customs. And instead of just me placing a buffer tube against my cheek, this thing gives me a little bit more area, a little bit more stability, and it's more comfortable than just the metal buffer tube. So before I go any further, I'm going to show, because this is my primary home defense weapon, the magazine is loaded, but there are no rounds in the weapon, and the weapon is on safe, as you can see. But let's show that it's clear. No rounds in the weapon, because I actually had to disassemble it to put this cheek rest on. So, like I said, I'm going to put the magazine back in, but I'm not going to chamber a round. But my finger will not be on the trigger at any time during this video. But like I said, this is the Thordsen Customs buffer tube cover cheek rest set. This thing cost me about between maybe $60 and $70, and it was worth it. This is probably about the easiest install that you're ever going to do. It's basically just has these 2 screws and a spacer that goes in here, and that holds the cheek rest onto your buffer tube. It's designed to cover up the I would say the rifle style buffer tubes. I think they also make the ones for the pistol style buffer tubes too. But one thing I do want to say about this thing is that this spacer right here that goes in and holds the screws in place and holds the buffer tube on is not one size fit all. So, and they even say that in the instructions when you get the cheek rest, it says that you may have to go to work with this thing. You may have to sand it down. You may have to go to work with a file. I actually had to cut mine because this buffer tube is really short. It's custom made for CMMG for this pistol, for these Banshee pistols, I believe. And it's made by SB Tactical, but it's called a fastback brace. So it has the buffer tube was really short and this spacer couldn't fit. So I had to cut it and then I had to file it down and bevel it so it would sit flush in there. And then, as you can see, I was only able to use one of the screws. There's a screw hole here, the screw hole there. Mine has only been held on by one screw, but it's solid. Feels really solid. Haven't shot it yet, but you know, it feels good. But you know, this thing allows you to get, I feel like, a better cheek mount versus just the buffer tube. And I like it better than those spongy buffer tube covers. And as you can see, it does not allow you to shoulder the weapon. It does not touch my shoulder. So this makes this weapon a lot more shootable, a lot better. And this is a very sweet shooting weapon anyway. So I have no, you know, CMMG has their radio delay blowback system in it, which drastically reduces the felt recoil when you fire this weapon. And like I said, this is chambered in 9mm, so it doesn't have a lot of recoil anyway. So I have no issue mounting this against my cheek. And like I said, I actually, when I had the brace on it, when I took it to the range, I actually did try shooting it with the brace mounted to my cheek. So, you know, I know it's shootable like that. And then actually, like I said, I can still get a good sight picture. So, you know, this is my solution to that unconstitutional ATF pistol brace ban. Now, I still have my pistol brace, as you can see. I've showed it. I'm going to keep it. And once this thing is struck down, I'm going to reinstall my pistol brace and have this gun the way it's supposed to come. But for now, I just want to stay compliant. At first, I said I was going to just say, you know what, screw the ATF. If I have to use this weapon in defense of my home, if I end up shooting somebody with it, then I'll pull the brace off before the authorities come. But then I thought, and I'm saying, like, so what if I'm shot myself and I use it and I can't pull the brace off? Or, you know, because, you know, it does happen. The law enforcement does charge victims and, you know, with possession of weapons that they're not supposed to have. So I said, I don't want to take a chance. I want to make sure the weapon is compliant. And like I said, I can shoot it fine like this. So I'm happy with this and I'm keeping my brace. So as soon as this BS gets struck down, the brace will go back on and this will go into my little spare parts pile, which, you know, I'm in the process of building a couple AR pistols. So this will probably go on one of those because I still do like this cheek rest. It's real comfortable and it looks a lot better than just the buffer tube. But that's all I have to say about this for now. That's how I got around the ATF pistol brace ban and still was able to keep my AR pistol intact and very shootable. So, you know, if you like the content, like I said, just always remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and comment, and turn on your notifications because I have a lot more content coming. But until then, have fun, get some shooting done, and as always, be safe. Peace. We are out.